Hi, I'm Dushi from Dushi Crafts, and today I will show you a few options how to decorate ornaments with very basic embroidery stitches. For all the stitching, I'm using perle or pearl cotton embroidery thread. This is sorry. The thickness of this embroidery thread is about three-stranded moulinet, three strands of moulinet floss. Okay, now let us put this aside. Okay, I will. Okay, sorry, one heart from somewhere. I'll show you on the opposite option how to decorate with buttonhole stitches. I'm using a contrast color. Okay, this is just the first stitch. Now all the stitching around will be the same. Try to make even spaces between the stitches and even depth of each stitch, and you will get the great result. Okay. A few words about the difference from buttonhole stitch to blanket stitch. I usually say and show this. The first part of the stitch is the same. If you're doing the blanket, you would just come out and catch this loop here, and you would have, sorry, a bit of a jam here, and unexpected knot. Okay, and you would have a blanket stitch. Okay, I will just repeat this last part. So I have now thread here. If I catch a loop like this, it is a blanket stitch. But if I catch a loop in a different direction, and this is in direction how the sewing goes forward, I will get the buttonhole stitch. The buttonhole stitch is much neater. It just stays more on where you put it. Because again, a blanket would be just to catch a loop here, but I didn't do any of those. This would be a blanket, and I'm changing how I go for the loop, not from here, but in the opposite direction, so that my needle is in the direction of the sewing forward. That's it. and this is our last stitch, and we will end it here. For this sewing I took the thread that was too long, so there were a lot of accidental knots and jams on the way. Okay, now I will show you the whipped stitch. Okay, if I made these two with two colors of felt, I will make this with the same color. We will start again here in heart's notch. Okay, I have again very long thread. Okay, now this is a more simpler stitching method. Is the one I usually use when I put layers on motif. But at the moment this is for decorating purposes. To get more red on this ornament, I added a very small red heart, and I will now sew around also with red whip stitches. Since this is a small heart, I will try to make stitches tinier, shorter than on this heart in the middle. Assembling part to put together the heart ornament, and I will now use again the buttonhole stitch. First stitch is to put a nice line and to get the thread here in the notch. Now this is much easier if I compare it to the buttonhole stitch on the surface. It's again the same stitch. Sorry, I have again too long thread and I have a bit of problems. We go, first part of the stitch is to go through material, then when we have a little loop, we will catch it in the direction of sewing. First part of the stitch is to go with needle through, then catch a loop. One more. what I'm doing it faster is that I already prepare this loop with a hand, so I save on time. But it is exactly the same thing. Okay, now I'll sew around. Now carefully around this corner and make stitches here as symmetrical as possible. Now we are around with the assembling stitch. Okay, I need a bit. Okay, you can leave a heart like this. Just put the thread here on somewhere out, and you will have a nice bowl filler, or make this as an ornament. I have this thin satin ribbon, and where there is half of it, I will just sew around. Actually, I'm just catching the ribbon inside of the stitch. I'm not permanently sewing the ribbon in. Just one of the ways how you can attach the ribbon. I have problems deciding what length is the best when when ornaments are not just the smallest one. So in this way, the recipient of this ornament or customer who orders it can decide where to put a knot and make the length of the hanging loop. Okay, I'm making a knot here where we ended the sewing and caught the ribbon inside. You can use white or red, depending what you have, or on your personal taste, if you want more contrast or not. And this is how the loop is formed, and you can then cut off what is extra. Okay, that's for the assembling part.